Good afternoon. Shout out to my seventh period. Woo! All right, guys. 29, I'm going to start all over again. So I'm going to rewrite the problem. Just remember to check for your answers. Number 29, okay? You have 7 plus square root of 6v minus 2 is equal to 11. You want to get this and set it apart. So to set it apart, I have to get rid of the 7. So I'm going to, instead of adding 7, I'm going to subtract 7. So that's your inverse. That cancels to give you 0. So now you have a square root of 6v minus 2 is equal to 4. When you get to this part, you're going to take an inverse. So what's an inverse of a square? Your square root. Okay? That cancels. The radical goes away. So now you have 6v minus 2 is equal to 16. This is something you guys are familiar with. Add 2 to both sides. That cancels. So 6v is equal to 18. Divide by 6 because you're multiplying there. So v is equal to 3. Okay? And that is your answer. Whenever you get an answer, make sure you check your work. So when you check, you just plug it into here. So I'm going to check right here. We had v is equal to 3. Okay? Move that sheet. All right. So 7 plus square root of 6 times 3, notice that's your v, minus 2 is equal to 11. Use your calculator to do your work for you. All right. So here we go. So I'm going to just type this in to check right here. 7 plus square root 6 times 3 minus 2. Make sure your radical sign is all under that and hit enter. So is it 11 equal to 11? Absolutely. So that means this is the right answer. Okay. Let me go ahead and finish this one on this paper. There's your answer. Number 30. Okay. Do you see how all this is under your radical already? So all you have to do is square each side. So now you have negative 9 plus 10x is equal to x squared. Notice your x squared is a positive number. So let's move everything to that side. So when you move across the equal sign, I'm going to subtract 10x. What you do to one side, you do to the other. I'm going to add 9. What you do to one side, you do to the other. So now you will have 0 equal x squared minus 10x plus 9. Notice this is your quadratic function of ax squared plus bx plus c. Your choices are, you can either graph this and see where they cross the x-axis by your zeros. You can factor. You can do the quadratic formula. Or you can use completing the square. I'm going to try to factor. Okay? So here's your factoring. 2 sets of parentheses, x and x. 1 times 9 is positive 9. I need 2 numbers that's going to multiply to give you 9 and is going to add to give you negative 10x. So that's 1 and 9. But if you don't know how to find those, you can type it into your calculator just like this. Okay? So this could be something in your calculator, and you can kind of look at your factors. So what are those 2 numbers? Negative 1 and negative 9. Keep in mind what you are doing, you are solving. So I'm going to set this one equal to 0, set this one equal to 0, and solve. So x is equal to 1, x is equal to 9. Okay? Everyone good? Next part. You got to check. Don't forget to check. Okay, get a piece of paper to check, because I don't have enough room on here. All right, to check, this is what you do. So I have 2 answers. X is equal to 1 and x is equal to 9. Add 1, add 9. Remember? Go back to your original. Square root. Negative 9 plus 10, not x would be 1, is equal to your x, which is 1. Okay? Type that into your calculator. Just like you see it. Let me delete. Square root, negative 9 plus 10 times 1 comes out to be 1. So is 1 always equal to 1? So there's an answer, okay? Check it with your other one as well. This time it's a 9. So what do you have? Square root of negative 9 plus 10. Your x is a 9, is equal to your x. Let's see if they are true. Type that into your calculator. Square root, negative 9 plus 10 times 10. Oops, sorry. Times 9, parentheses, delete. So it's 9 equal to 9. Absolutely. So this one has how many answers? 2. Okay. So both of this will work. So you have 2 answers. Number 31. Let's look at 31. Notice you have a square root equals a number. Let's square the whole thing, okay? So when you square the whole thing, you'll have square root, negative 1. My apologies. Guess what happens to the square root sign? When you square it, it's gone, isn't it? So you have negative 1 minus 2x is equal to x squared. There you go, having a quadratic again. So move it around. Plus 2x plus 2x plus 1 plus 1. Guess what you have over here? 0 equals x squared plus 2x plus 1. 3 terms, 1, 2, 3, a quadratic. We're going to factor. Factors of x squared is x and x. 1 times 1 is positive 1. What 2 numbers multiply to give you 1, but it's going to add to give you 2x. Plus 1 and plus 1. Okay? Later on, you guys are going to learn that this is a bounce. Keep that in mind. That's coming up. Set this one equal to 0. So x is equal to negative 1. Set this one equal to 0. So x is equal to negative 1. I only have to do that one time, okay? Let's go check our work. Your eyes up here. You do not want to miss this one. Square root, negative 1 minus 2 times negative 1 is equal to your x, which is negative 1. Do you guys see your x right there? Yes. Type this into your calculator. Square root, negative 1 minus 2 times negative 1 equals 1. Is 1 equal to negative 1? No, so this one is actually a no solution. They do not work. This is when you have a no solution. Okay. 32. Look at 31 to make sure you understand why the answer is a no solution. See how that doesn't work? 1 is not negative 1. Okay, number 32. Here we go. Here's your equal sign. Okay. This is all the same. You got a square root, nothing around it, so I'm going to just square both sides. So now you have 21 minus 5n equals n minus 3 times n minus 3. Okay. Can't do anything to that yet. I'm going to bring it down. So you're going to multiply n times n squared. N times negative 3, negative 3n. Negative 3 times n, negative 3n. Negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. Can't do anything to the left side. On the right side, I can combine these two. So I have minus 6n plus 9. My square is positive. Move everything to that side. Minus 21, minus 21. Cancel. Plus 5n, plus 5n. Cancel. Okay? See, I just set everything equal to 0. So what do you have on the left? 0 equals n squared. Negative 6n plus 5n is minus n. 9 minus 21 is negative 12. quadratic factor. N and n, two numbers that multiply to give you negative 12, because 1 times negative 12 is negative 12, and it's going to subtract to give you 1. That's negative 4 and positive 3. Okay. Your A's and 1, so you don't have to worry about it. Set this one equal to 0. Set this one equal to 0. Subtract 4. N is equal to negative 4. Add 3. N is 3. Just like that. Okay. We're about to check. Oh, that is so true. Thank you, ma'am. That should be a negative 4, and this should be a positive 1, so that changes to a positive 4, and that's a negative 3. Thank you. Miss E.W. I can't say your name out. I didn't have permission. All right, now, so I got two answers. N is equal to 4, and N is equal to negative 3. Okay? Go to the original problem and check. Here's your original problem. Square root 21 minus 5 times n, which is 4, is equal to 4 minus 3. 4 minus 3 is 1. Type that into your calculator. So you have 21 minus 5 times 4, and that gives you 1. Okay? Just like that. Did I see it? So this one works. 4 is the correct answer. Try it with negative 3. Here we go. Let me move this over a little bit. This time we're going to try with negative 3. Go back to your original. 21 minus 5 times negative 3 is equal to negative 3 minus 3. Negative 3 minus 3 is negative 6. Let's see if this is going to work. Square root. Okay, clear. All right. All right. Square root 21 minus 5 times negative 3 is equal to 6. Is 6 equal to negative 6? Nope. So the negative 3 doesn't work. The only answer there is 4. Number 33. Let's solve. You got a radical equal number, so let's just square the whole thing. So now you have 15x minus 5. 10 squared is 100. Add 5 to both sides. So that gives you 105. Divide by 15. So x is equal to 105. Divided by 15 is 7. Check your work. Go back to your original. 15 times 7 minus 5 is equal to 10. There you go. All right. Square root 15 times 7, that is not 7, minus 5 is equal to 10. So is 10 equal to 10? Yep, so that one is correct. Number 34. All right, you might want to pay attention to number 34 because you need to see what they are doing, okay? On number 34, you have 10 times the square root of 3m. Now, is 10 an outside number? You got to get rid of it. What's the opposite of multiplying right here? You divide. So you divide both sides by 10, okay? When you divide by 10, this is what you have. 30 divided by 10 is 3 equals a square root of 3m. Did you guys see how I got rid of the 10 first? Okay. Now you have a square root. What's the opposite of a square root? A square. So that goes away. 3 squared is 9 equals 3m. Divide each side by 3. So m is equal to 3. Okay. because your 10 is not part of your square root. You always want it to be a square root of some sort equals a number. Since 10 is not part of it, you got to get rid of it first. Correct. Okay. See how it's 10 divided by 10 is 1? That's why. All right, let's check your answers. 30 equals 10 times the square root of 3 times 3. Right? So 30 is equal to 10. Square root of 3 times 3 is square root of 9. I need you guys to hush. Then you got 10 times 3. So is 30 equal to 30? Yes. So that is your correct answer.